This week's episode of Stay of Homekins is sponsored by Usual Wines. Usual Wines. We drink them. Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello to everyone within the sound of our voices.
Oh, my God.
We like you.
We like you. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening this far.
And I'm sorry.
If you got to turn it off now, I get it.
I'm sorry that you're listening this far because
What?
that means we're still in sort of this limbo with pandemic life. Pandemic life.
Let's back up a sec. Who are we?
I don't know. Who are you?
My name is Paul F. Tompkins.
Oh, my name is Janie Haddad Tompkins.
We're a married couple.
He's a comedian.
She's an actor.
We are quarantined together with recording equipment. This
was part of the deal when we got married. Isn't that funny to think about that we did not?
That 10 years ago when we did our vows, we said if there was a worldwide pandemic that was airborne, possibly, definitely respiratory droplets.
Yeah.
That's a whole other story, guys. Where you can't be around people.
Neither one of us included this in our vows.
Why didn't we?
I don't know.
It's really...
I want to tell them that in your vows...
Uh-oh.
You got a big laugh in your vows. You said something that was so true that people laughed at it.
Really?
Yes, you were talking about...
this.
You were saying, I'll stick by you during... this... It was like a variation on the for richer, for poorer kind of thing. And
I said that?
What... You didn't say that. You didn't turn to everybody and say, hey, gang, this is just going to be a variation on for richer, for poorer.
No, I'm saying I said for richer or for... I mean, I'm saying
no, you did not.
I stuck it out.
This is why...
I'm just kidding. This is a dumb joke. This is like a take my wife, please. Okay. Keep going.
One of the times that you offered as a challenging time was when things are boring.
Oh, I did say that.
And people laughed because people are like, yeah, sometimes things are boring.
We wrote our own vows, guys.
Yeah. I can't remember mine. I bet they are not that great.
I can't remember mine. You don't have them written somewhere? You don't have yours written somewhere?
No, I have all of our vows. And we still have the binder.
Binder?
That...
Binder full of women.
We still have the binder full of women that Mitt Romney officiated our wedding. He's an old family friend.
He was really charismatic.
People couldn't stop talking about him.
Wait, why were our vows in the binder though?
Aaron, our officiant, had his ceremony in the binder, in a binder. And then he put our vows in there as well. So I have in my office, I have the binder that has everything.
I'd like to review it.
I feel like it would make me
like a 10-year review. Really?
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know. I mean, how could you ever feel like it was just a slam dunk, writing something for such an important occasion?
I've been to weddings where the vows were a total slam dunk.
Oh, no, I have too. But I'm saying, me personally.
Okay.
Like the pressure of that moment, like you want it to be so special. And I think what I did was, in my memory, I was like, I'm going to dial it back and not try to be like, have it be super memorable. I'm just going to speak from my heart. But no one wants that. They want
some pizzazz. They want some pizzazz.
Yeah, they want some pizzazz.
There's like sprinkled just a little special sauce on it. Well, okay, I don't remember how I felt writing mine because I think this is weird. It's weird that we're talking about this. Like, this is weird. I haven't thought about this.
I mean, one might say it's cuckoo.
Cuckoo. People say you can't hear cuckoo, though. I've gotten comments.
Some people say they can hear cuckoo.
Oh, well, guess what, guys?
Shh. Moment of cuckoo.
What is it, midnight? 27 o'clock.
She went back in.
Okay, right. She's in. She's in.
Did you hear the cuckoo? Let us know. Stayfhomekins on Twitter.
Oh my God, what if we became like morning shock jocks?
Ugh.
No, I think that'd be fine.
Why? First of all, we're going to get up in the morning?
No, I don't. No. Oh, we don't. No, I was thinking like pre-recorded.
So it's like 7 at night, but we're doing that horrible energy at the end of a long day. Hey, everybody, just want to tell you, Cuckoo is coming out very soon. Get ready, because it's Cuckoo Hawaiian Shirt Friday.
Oh, Paul.
That's right.
That's my person.
That's what the woman gets to do.
Oh, Paul. I did. I went out this weekend and I got a little drunk.
What show is that?
Oh, is that what they do on those shows?
I don't know.
I thought they would do that.
My memory of morning shows is when I used to have to do it when I was going on the road doing stand up. That you get into town and like you have to do this horrible morning show.
You hate them. You would hate it.
It was such a.
But they've never heard of you.
They have no idea who I am. They just make all the comics that are coming into town do the morning show to help sell tickets.
Right.
To me, it's like my feeling always was I'm not going to be funny in this milieu. You know what I mean? Like my sensibility is not necessarily plugged into every morning show. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
And then like I did some show where it was like, here's our homeless person of the week or whatever. And then they would have like an interview with a homeless person and laugh at him. And also, I don't know, are people that are starting their day?
They're in their commute. They're on the car.
Yeah. Are they like, I gotta make sure?
Well, if it's like Friday and
this is also before cell phones were so prevalent.
Yeah.
So the idea of like somebody in their car on their way to work.
Yeah.
Like, I have to remember.
What they're like, oh my gosh, we're going to take Sally out tonight. It's her birthday. And y'all.
The girl's going to give some trouble at the comedy club tonight.
Y'all.
And that is what would happen. Is it'd be like
Thursday or Friday. And then it'd be like, y'all, it's Sally's birthday. And
this is giving me PTSD.
After Brandon broke up with her, she has not been out in like weeks. And I heard there are 2-for-1 tickets down at Yuck Yucks. And I think we should all get a group of us together tonight and go.
That's horrible.
And then they go.
They ruin the show.
They heckle. Sally does not get over her breakup.
But at least I had to get up in the dark to go watch two idiots amuse each other.
Oh, they're like coked up from the night before, probably. Like I
don't know how they do it. Like, look, some people were nicer than others. Mm-hmm. Like I remember the place in Austin. Mm-hmm. It was Dale and Dud. Then I think it became Dud and Bob. There was some changeover, but those guys were always nice to me. But it was also like, as nice as they were, I don't want to be there that early in the morning.
Right.
Like that's not the life I've chosen. That's the life they've chosen.
But it's weird though, because it kind of is the life that you've chosen in a way, if you think about it.
No, that was never part of the deal.
No, because what happens is you go into stand-up, you go into whatever, you don't know the rugged underbelly of show business until you're deep in it. You're in your like hip waders.
Do you know what?
You're
absolutely right.
You know, like shuffling out in the shit creek.
You're absolutely right. And it's like, what is Frank Sinatra going to write a letter to me in the newspaper like he did to George Michael?
What did he say to George Michael?
George Michael was despairing over the pitfalls of fame.
Okay.
And Frank Sinatra, like, I guess, saw this interview.
Okay.
And wrote a letter in the paper.
What did he say?
Hey, this is all part of it. So, Beth, count your blessings. Be grateful. This is what you got. Hold on a second. Okay. He like went on and on berating this guy.
Yeah.
Who turns out was a gay man.
Yeah.
Who was like asked to like tone down his sexuality. Like I don't think George Michael ever fully closeted, but he played along with shit they wanted him to play along with.
Right.
But he just wanted to live his life.
Sure.
Also, Frank Sinatra famously like punched photographers all the fucking time. He was a huge asshole.
Here's the thing is like people who famous people who shame other famous people, like, do they honestly, this is what I don't understand. Okay. Do they honestly not grasp that fame is totally unnatural, that it can be a weight, that it could be unhealthy, that there is an addiction side?
I think they only grasp that for themselves and not for other people.
But how? Because they got to be around other like fucked up famous people. Where they're like,
but if you're talking with your friends, your super famous friends, about how fucked up it all is, that's one thing. But then you see somebody else complain about it. It's like, oh, he should count his blessings. This guy that I just learned about.
I like how
it's like all the celebrities that the people that came out when all the Ellen stuff was happening.
And
there were all these celebrities like, Ellen's always been nice to me. It's like, no shit.
That was the problem, dumb fuck.
You can't think past the idea that she's being nice to another famous person.
I had like a whole theory about those, like, she was nice to me tweets or whatever, sentiments or whatever, is that they were celebrities that like maybe had the same publicist as Ellen. And like the publicist was like phoning up all of those clients, and they're like, listen, I'll cut $1,000 off this month's fee. But I mean, Ellen is in hot water and I need you to tweet. I mean, she had you on her show, that time after your DUI, and she still had you on. And okay, $1,500. I'll cut $1,500 off this month's fee if you tweet out, she was nice to me.
I think that's entirely possible.
Because I think there's a machine.
Of course there is, but I honestly think that all these people were doing it of their own volition.
Well, I can see how, like, if you like spontaneously have affection for Ellen because you don't understand that, people can be, disingenuous or whatever, like, I think it'd be fine to say, my experiences with her was this, and it's unfortunate. Like, if you acknowledge both.
Right.
Is that okay to say? I don't know. I've only seen Ellen from afar in a pub.
I think
I'm not working up to something here. I have no Ellen. I have no boots on the ground, Ellen, anything.
We need to hear from someone. I have no boots on the ground, Ellen experience. I mean, nor do I.
Well, I will say,
but there's a wealth of stories
that are not private. Like, I will say that I was in Hollywood, living here, hustling my fucking ass off, like trying to get jobs when the writer's strike happened, and she very publicly, flounced. Flouted.
Yeah.
Flouted.
She probably flounced.
Flouted.
She probably flounced on some divan.
And hired and scabs.
Yeah.
And that is like so wrong. Like, if you're a union, you don't work off the card.
She fired people for not wanting to cross the picket line.
But that was like such a big deal in 2007 when that strike happened.
Yeah.
Like, I remember like going to picket at the studios and stuff with signs or whatever.
Hold on a second. Let me just check in with the audience. Okay, in case you're just listening now, we are talking about some 3-week-old stories. We're just getting to them.
Oh, I have a prediction.
We're a little backed up, guys.
I have a prediction that the Ellen story is evergreen.
It seems to not completely be going away.
Done.
Yeah, because they're talking about replacing her. And
well, didn't she like fire? She did like a house cleaning. Like, she just like 2 days ago, like fired all of her like loyal longtime EPs or whatever.
Oh, because they got Me Too'd, those guys.
Yeah.
There was like a culture of harassment there.
Yeah.
And she let those guys go. And now they're still talking about replacing her.
Which I don't understand. So it's just going to be called Ellen?
Yeah. It's called Ellen.
Hosted by Janie and Paul. Hosted by whoever, but Ellen hosted by somebody else.
It's like when Caroline Ray took over the Rosie O'Donnell show. They still called it the Rosie O'Donnell
show. Oh, they did?
No, they did not.
Oh. What'd they call it?
I think they called it Caroline or Caroline Ray.
Because, like, The Daily Show was The Daily Show with Craig Kilby.
Yes.
The Daily Show with Jon Stewart. The Daily Show with Trevor Noah. The Daily Show.
It was not The Daily Show with Craig Kilby.
It was not.
It was just The Daily Show. And when it became The Daily Show with when Jon Stewart took over, it became The Daily Show with Jon Stewart.
That was a smart move.
Yeah.
That was a smart move.
Hey, it worked for me with Best Week Ever with Paul F. Tompkins.
Yeah, right? That show that went on for an entire full one season.
Yeah.
Those idiots.
It was fun, though.
It wasn't fun because I feel like you were losing your mind.
It was, well, it was also the move to New York was,
it was not
difficult.
good.
And there were struggles with the people in charge.
And it was a financial crisis, too.
And there was that, too. But it was fun. Like, we did funny stuff. Like, I revisited that show years later.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. And it was like,
how?
This is
like
really
you had
making me laugh.
like copies of it or tapes of it or something? Or
I think I got them offline. I downloaded them because we would release the show as a podcast.
Yeah.
As a video podcast, like a couple days after it aired. And I downloaded all of them and I still had them on a hard drive.
That was funny.
And it was like, I genuinely laughed. Like, of course, I'd forgotten most of the material and everything.
It was
like,
timing. It was timing and it was management. That's where it broke down. Timing and management.
Yeah.
Because they mismanaged the whole launch and everything.
Yeah, it was a drag. Anyway.
Can I tell my little hack of how when you move, when they gave us like the moving allowance?
No.
Oh, you want to hear about how I stick it to the man?
It's okay.
It's just like how I do things.
It's very bougie to talk about.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, I think so. This is like, it's a luxury thing. Like, here's what happened.
No, it wasn't a luxury thing.
Here's what happened. It's a luxury thing to people who have not had this experience.
That was the only time we've ever had this experience.
So for the job, I had to move to New York. Janie, we were not yet married. We had just moved in together. Janie came with me, and we were given a housing allowance.
But I have to just insert really quick. Okay. Just something about me.
Honey,
okay,
I'm taking care of you.
Okay.
I promise.
Okay.
We were given a housing allowance. We had to search for an apartment online. Did we already talk about this on this show?
No, we've never talked about this on the show.
While this was all happening, like when the show got greenlit and we were essentially being told you have to move to New York very soon,
like in a month or something.
Yeah.
It was like it was crazy.
Yeah,
we had to put our stuff in storage here and everything.
I was shooting an episode of Pushing Daisies where I would go because that show's very intricate. It's very it was very involved. It was a great show, but I would show up there to the Warner Brothers lot. I would get in full
you were playing
hair
like
and wardrobe,
carnival barker or something.
I was playing like a magician, like a sideshow geek kind of guy. I would get there in full wardrobe, hair, makeup. I would sit in my trailer, in this little trailer for 11 hours, work for like 45 minutes, and then go home. And so we're trying to like work all this out, and I can't leave. You're not allowed to leave, even though like everyone knows chances are you're not going to be doing anything before 11 hours goes by.
That's just not how they can set it up. There's too many moving parts.
There's too many moving parts. And we need you here just in case something else gets fucked up and it's like, okay, we're moving to your part now.
Yeah.
So that added an element of franticism to it where I was like, we were doing this over text and over phone calls.
Yeah.
And you found a place. The thing was, we were given X amount of money for housing.
For housing,
that for a year, they would pay, since we had to relocate, they would pay for a year.
For 1 year.
Our rent, yeah.
And so here's what you don't know about me, listeners. I'm very, how does one say?
Frugal?
Am I frugal? I feel like frugal means like you don't spend. I'm like a bargain fanatic.
You like your deals.
Like I gotta squeeze every dollar down to the extra.
You love deals. That's why they call you President Deals.
I'm all about deals. I'm all about like stretching, like making it work. Like how do you do this or that?
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, if we get an apartment that's like 75% of the allowance, do we get to pocket the extra 25%? And the answer to that question is no, you don't.
Right.
So I was like, okay, hell no. Are we finding any apartment that is not exactly
this amount
100% of the allowance, period?
Yeah.
And I did it.
And you did it.
I did it.
And you did it.
And then the economy collapsed, and then I didn't work for a year, and then
and we also had to pay out our old landlord.
He threatened to sue us.
Yeah,
he threatened to sue us. That's a whole other. You talked about that on the stage before.
Yeah. That guy
was fucking bananas, man.
He couldn't find anybody. We were taking his word for it.
He totally. He swindled
he
us.
didn't try. I mean, like we.
No, he did. I guarantee you, someone was in that apartment.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I guarantee you.
I wouldn't be surprised.
That guy was like.
He was a weirdo.
He was out to screw us. From day one, he was. I can't get into that. From day one.
I don't think he was out to screw us.
Yeah, he was. Like with the dryer. Remember the dryer?
Well, he just didn't want to spend any money. That dryer was fucking
okay,
hilarious.
I can't get into this guy right now because I literally will pop a vein.
This place, this was our first home together.
Oh my God.
And the place had a washer dryer. We were very excited.
Very convinced that he had buried his previous wife in the yard. Okay. Because he visited that damn yard every damn. Okay.
Yes.
Whatever.
So
something was up. Something was up.
So this dryer was the size of like a porthole. And it didn't do anything.
Yeah, it was like a joke.
It didn't do anything. It was really funny.
It was like a joke. And then I was like, could we possibly like upgrade the appliances? And he was like, he like mansplained like harder than any mansplaining.
Oh,
like,
it was so condescending.
It was like explaining to me like literally like how to breathe or something. Like why it couldn't be done.
Yeah.
Like it was so exhausting.
Yeah.
Like it was like beyond, like he would have to upgrade this and that and this is why, and you know, and the integrity of the whatever and this and that, and I'm like, okay.
And then an electrician came to look at it.
Yeah. I don't remember that.
And he was like loudly.
Oh.
The guy came to look at the dryer.
No, he put on a. Oh,
he put on a show.
Now you're making me remember something else.
We were in another part of the house.
You're making me remember something else.
It was like it was a very quaint looking place that we went to, and we loved it right away.
It was like raining the day.
It was raining, and inside it was cozy.
Like
it looked kind of like a cabin, this place.
Coffee was brewing. Okay, that's a psychological trick, y'all.
Then after we moved in.
Because they will trap you with some...
I think everyone
baking
does.
some damn cookies and brewing coffee and stuff. Next thing you know, you're paying rent to a serial killer.
Now, as far as we know, he's only killed one person.
The wife, who had the same name as me, and he kept repeating it.
Yeah.
Well, my Janie, da-da-da, and I'm like...
And then we found out he's divorced.
And he visited that yard. Here's the thing. You
didn't want to talk about him, and now I can't even get through a story.
All right, tell him about the electrician, but I'm going to tell you something he said to me alone in the garage.
Okay.
Before we moved in, or as we were moving in.
Now you have to tell me that immediately, because I don't know if you've ever told me this. Have you told me this before?
I definitely told you this.
What was it?
About why, like, feminine products can't be... Like, he preemptive. Can I just, okay. So like, it was like move-in week. He's like giving us the key and everything. I don't know where he was that day, but I was like taking care of biz like I do.
Oh, I was out of town.
Oh, that makes it worse.
I was out of town because you had to do the move by yourself.
That's right. You were out of town. No, I had to do the move out by myself. I had to do the move in by myself. You're right. I had to do the move in by myself.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're standing in the garage. And he starts in on this long, I mean, I'm just like small talking with him, like, oh my gosh, like, thanks so much. You know, we're so pleased to da 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 da. Like, and I don't not see this coming. Okay. I do not see this coming. And he starts like going on about, I don't know, how the locks work and the garage space and who comes when. And then he starts sliding into this story about how a couple times the toilet sometimes did not work properly.
A couple times the toilet sometimes did not work properly.
Look, I'm trying to I really only remember one specific detail about this conversation because you know how when a trauma happens to you.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, and the plumber came, and I mean, it was like this laborious situation where the plumber's like crawling out to the, you know, snaking the thing from the street to the sewer pipe connected to the street to the thing. And he pulls out what he calls, I want to say, he pulled out a sewer rat. And I was like, oh my God, like a sewer rat. He's like, well, you know what that is, don't you? And I was like, no. And he was like, you know, it's a wad of used up tampons. And I was like, I'm like my southern self, like with a plastered on smile, and my voice kind of pitches up, and I'm like, oh, okay, this middle aged man is telling me, in a very boring, long-winded way, how with like disdain about like women's bodily function. You know, like there's like a tinge of like, you know. And I was like, okay, I won't do it. I will never put anything in the toilet.
And we never did. We never used the bathroom at that house.
Anyway, what the hell? Like, why is that an appropriate conversation to have to someone to their face?
It's also, if you want to give some advice about that and say the plumbing's not great, that's not the way to do it.
Also, like, maybe tell us that before we sign the fucking lease. Well, I was just like the handshake, the day that the check went through the bank and all of that.
Congratulations, and don't flush any pads down the john.
And by the way, the dryer won't work, and it won't be. I forgot about the appliance repair man because I was like in another part of the apartment, and he was like, "What's that? It can't be upgraded, you say?"
Yeah, this is the story that I was going to tell.
Sorry. You do it because you'll be...
No, you just did it!
You do it because you're funnier.
No, you just... Are you insane?
I just was like...
You just did it!
I don't remember. Let's stop and go back.
No, we're not going to stop and go back. We are going to take a break. We are going to take a break.
I just was like... because you know what happened? I got lost in my thoughts about him.
Sure. Well, it's easy to do.
And when I got lost in my thoughts, because he screwed us. You guys don't even know. Okay. Like, he threatened to sue us.
Let's take a break. We'll be what?
This episode is brought to you by Usual Wines.
Yes. Thank you, Usual Wines.
And we have some special sponsor messages.
This week we are sponsored by Green Chef. Green Chef is a USDA certified organic company that makes eating well easy and affordable with plans to fit every kind of lifestyle. Meal plans include paleo, plant-powered, keto, and balanced living. Look, Green Chef sent us 3 meals. We ate them. We enjoyed all of them to the point where we're going to order again using our own money. I mean, that's a good review. Green Chef is great. Here's how it works. It lets you choose from a wide array of easy-to-follow lifestyles with selected organic ingredients. Recipes are quick and easy with step-by-step instructions, chef tips, and photos to guide you along. Pictures make it better. So you got to do Green Chef. So go to greenchef.com/homekins80 for this very special offer. With the code HOMEKINS80, you get $80 off your first month plus free shipping on your first box. Once again, that is greenchef.com/homekins80 to get $80 off.
Hi, stay-at-homers. Have you tried Usual Wines yet? It is your perfect choice for weekend water. Each bottle is 6.3 ounces, which is a heavy pour or about a glass and a half of wine. They're low carb and have 0 grams of sugar. But wait, don't grapes have sugar? Yes! But to clarify, all Usual Wines are produced using natural, sustainable grapes harvested every fall. These grapes are picked at optimal ripeness to ensure all sugar will be fermented completely until the wines are dry with no residual sugar. So yeah, the wines are clean. This ensures the wines are as dry as possible and lower in calories. Check out their website at www.usualwines.com and use our discount code STAYFHOMEKINS for $8 off your first order. Also, the bottles they come in are totally cool and mod looking, and you'll want to save them to put flowers in. So try your first glass on us. Welcome
back.
Welcome back. Are we allowed to sing something that's not our song? We have to pay money.
Shit.
That was the theme song to
Come for us, ASCAP.
By the way, I Googled it. It wasn't the term is not sewer rat. It's sewer mouse.
Yes, because a sewer rat is actually a rat.
So sewer mouse, I guess, just goes through the pipes because it's smaller. Like a mouse.
But rats can flatten their bodies and stuff.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I was at my friend Catherine's kind of recently, and we were out in her backyard, obviously, because that's how.
Obviously, stop judging us.
That's how you visit.
I wasn't there, by the way.
I've only really, because you're supposed to be outside. So, which brings me to another topic. Anyway, so we were out in her backyard, distanced, and some skunks were coming in and out of her yard, and they were just like sliding under the gate, under the fence.
Yeah.
Like totally, it was so cool to see. I mean, I love watching skunks.
Skunks are very skunks. We used to get them all the time.
We will get them. We probably are getting them. We're just not looking at the right times.
Oh, I hope so. I almost want to set up a camera in the back of the house.
A little skunk cam.
Yeah, I want to see what else is out there, because we have a motion sensor light out there, and sometimes it goes off and you don't see anything. And
I don't like that. I hate when that happens.
The other night I went out there and there was like a scratching in the trees next to the fence. You know? And I couldn't see what it was, and I really wish I could have seen it. I saw a picture on Twitter. I shared this on Twitter that somebody had a picture of their backyard that was a raccoon, a possum, and a skunk all together.
Oh my gosh. You're reminding me. Keep going.
What? No, that's it. I was just like all of them together in the same place.
So, okay. So remember we watched that series, and it's like that guy, like David Attenborough, he narrates it.
Yeah, Blue Planet?
Yeah, Blue Planet. Yeah. Okay, Blue Planet. Okay, Blue Planet. There's like an there's an episode about like cities.
Yes.
Do you remember that one?
This was Planet Earth, maybe? It was not the ocean, an ocean one.
No, it was an ocean.
Yeah, I think it was called Planet Earth.
That Planet Earth is fucking awesome.
Yeah. God, I hope that's the name of it. Yeah.
So the one there was like an episode on cities, and it was like the tigers of Mumbai, and all, like it was like so crazy.
Yeah.
The city one like blew my mind.
Shout out to B-22.
That's a California reference.
Yeah,
that's
I'm proud.
Panther.
I'm proud of our mountain lion.
Our little mountain lion. Okay, so again, I was at my friend Catherine's. This is after we watched it like 2 years ago or whatever. And I'm walking home at night by myself from Catherine's. And on my way home, I saw every single animal I saw a coyote. Mm-hmm. I saw a skunk. Mm-hmm. I saw a raccoon. Mm-hmm. I saw a possum. Mm-hmm. And I saw a stray cat.
Nice. No dogs?
Oh. Well, yeah, I must have...
It's still very impressive.
Most dogs are accompanied... No dogs, because people don't want to let their dogs out with the coyotes.
Do you know what? That's true. We don't really see any stray dogs around
No,
here.
There's no stray dogs.
Yeah, a lot of stray what
cats.
We assume are stray cats. No, there's some cats that are definitely strays. They're like, oh, there's that one black bruiser that we see sometimes.
I haven't seen that one in a long time.
I saw him not that long ago on a walk. He's just like, he looks like a monster. He looks like a gorilla that they shoved into a cat suit.
I'm pretty sure we'll probably see lots of coyotes now because of the fires. There's lots of fires.
I haven't seen one in a while. I
remember the fires in Griffith Park that one time, and I would see so many coyotes. Like it was not even funny.
We saw that hurt one at the reservoir that time, remember? He had like a bad leg.
Yeah.
It was the middle of the goddamn day.
Yeah, that one was, something was up with him.
Yeah. Something was up with him. He was behaving strangely.
So I was going to make a point about being outside.
Yes.
In the age of COVID. That in my recent research about safety...
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to stay on top of it, y'all.
Yes. Which is very hard to do.
It is, but I have my epidemiologists, my go-tos. Okay?
Janie has infiltrated a Facebook group of epidemiologists. So she can get like the real shit they won't tell us on TV.
Oh my God. That would be like my dream. That would actually be like my dream. That. I would be like, oh my God. Okay, Dr. Smith said. All right, so basically like... And then the recent podcast I listened to was like on healthy buildings and stuff like that. Outside is really the best way to interact because you're talking about like air diffusion and stuff like this, you know.
I know I am.
So the other day I was like, you know, I was going out, I had my face covering, and someone struck up a conversation with me about face coverings and stuff. And I was like, well, I'm going to exercise, blah, blah, blah. Now, everyone in this area tends to exercise with a face covering, which is fine. And where I go, actually, there's a face covering is actually required to be on the trail. Like it's part of the rules. Mm-hmm. So I was like, let me just do a little digging about this. The World Health Organization does not recommend a face covering during outdoor exercise.
True.
In fact, and this is what surprised me because I only really ever see people outside like from 30 feet away alone in a mask. And I'm kind of like, oh, we're so far away. Like, why are they, you know? And I realized there's a social cue element behind it. There's like a good faith element.
Yeah, for sure.
But if you are breathing heavily because you're running outside and you are able to they say 1 meter. I do way more than that. I do not get near people when I'm going out and doing my exercise. That if you're breathing heavily, it can impede, you know, your breath flow. In addition to that, you're sweating more and you are growing bacteria around your mouth and nose. So their recommendation is not to work up a sweat outside when you are distanced from people with a mask.
Right. So if you are sufficiently far enough away from people and you are doing an exercise that will cause you to sweat.
To sweat and breathe hard.
That you should not.
That's typically what exercise is.
Well, but there's some exercises do that more than others. You know. But if no matter what you're doing, if that's what's happening to you, then you should not wear a mask.
The recommendation on the World Health Organization website is to not wear a mask during
the whole
exercise.
Mask thing is
so that is something that I have wanted to make sure I was doing. Sorry, the whole mask thing.
No, I was just going to say it was mishandled from the beginning.
Truly.
And it fucked everything up because
Well, look at our country. Yeah.
I know. Well, it gives people an excuse to not do it. It provides a path for everyone not being on the same page.
Well, here's the problem. Why is it that I'm just now discovering the World Health Organization's recommendation for exercising at a distance outdoors? Why is it I'm just now discovering, why is it they still can't determine airborne versus respiratory droplets? Mm-hmm. Look, the recommendations are still the same. Airborne versus respiratory droplets are still physical distancing, wash your hands, wear a mask, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But it makes a huge difference in terms of functionality in our society, because if certain buildings don't have certain proper ventilation, they can't replace the air supply, and therefore it becomes an infection threat. And these are things that they still don't know because it's still new. Mm-hmm. It's still new. But for sure, the way they handled the face coverings in this country was one of 800 bungled things.
Very true.
The testing, the travel.
Let's not go through all 800. Now, can we change topics?
But I just wanted to share that with our listeners, because I know we have thousands of listeners, and I just wanted to share that in case people are confused, like I was.
You got shared. Let's change topics to, we got to check in with the Bureau.
Oh my God, you guys, we finally caught up. We watched all 5 seasons.
We watched the season finale last night.
Oh my God. We can't talk about it because we want people to watch it.
Now we have no Bureau left to watch. What do we do?
Someone online on Twitter recommended Call My Agent or something. It's like a French comedy. It's on Netflix.
Oh, yeah, about showbiz?
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Really? I love Episodes. Ooh, that might be
true.
That might be my recommendation.
Episodes is a fun show.
Episodes is the shit, y'all. I love Episodes so much.
An Episodes super fan.
I am. I was like, I'm an OG Episodes watcher.
It's true.
Like
you got it on the ground floor.
I did. I was on the ground floor. I love that show. I think it's so good. So you're sad about the Bureau, but we did start. We did have a listener say check it out, and we did, which was it's like really pretty, and you read the book, Janie Smollett. Doomsday.
No, not Doomsday. Lovecraft Country.
Oh yeah, Lovecraft.
That was one of my first recommendations. I think that was like a couple episodes in.
Oh, the book.
I recommended the book, and I said I was looking forward to seeing the show, and we watched it the other night.
It was good.
Do you know what I realized?
I don't even like paranormal. Yeah, what?
I realized that Courtney B. Vance, who's in it.
Oh, you mean Angela Bassett's husband?
That's right. He is one of those actors I realize, like, I'm always happy when I see him.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
He's always great, but it's like, you get a special feeling about some people when they show up on screen where it's like, oh, him.
He has a grounded presence, and I think that's part of it.
Yeah.
And he's just very in the moment.
And so it's him and Janie Smollett, and I can't remember the lead actor's name. He was in Last Black Man in San Francisco, which I would also recommend. It's a great movie. But he is like fucking jacked in the show.
Was he jacked in that movie? Because I don't remember him like that in that movie.
He wore a lot of lumpy clothes in that movie.
He must have been hiding some stuff.
Yeah. Maybe he was working out for this show.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
But it's like, he has like the body of an action figure.
What
it's crazy.
must it be to have a body like that?
I think about that so often. Like
I'm like, okay, like Charlize Theron and like Mad Matt. Yeah, I'm like, okay.
Would you feel better? Like, would you just feel great?
I think you'd feel superior.
Oh, I bet
in some way.
I bet it's great.
I bet, and clothes look good on. Like, you never have to worry. Like, you never have to worry about putting on a pair of jeans and being like, this looks like garbage.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I bet that's not true. We're what we're doing. We're being.
I bet it's true.
No, we're being reductionist, because I think all humans feel.
That's fine. I think it's okay to be reductionist about super attractive people.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Let us have something.
I don't know, really.
Honey, you're super attractive.
No, I'm not.
You're my gorgeous wife.
Well, you're very sweet to say that. And you had to say that. Was that in your vows? Let's get the
that was in my vows.
Go get the binder.
You're so hot.
Go get the And when you're like not hot anymore.
Janie, I will always find you hot.
Like when you're just like hot or not and you're in not. I'm still.
What is hot or not?
You don't remember that?
I do remember, but you're making it sound like it's a phase of the relationship.
Yeah, that I know. I mean, but I'm
Get on my laser pointer. Identify your flaws.
Well, wasn't like hot or not somehow like connected to Facebook in some way? Like was it in social?
No, Hot or Not was a TV show.
No, Hot or Not was a website.
Hold on a second.
Paul just gave me the goddamn hand.
I literally said.
He said,
I think that was the original Facebook was fucking creepy Mark Zuckerberg rating women, right?
Uh-huh.
And was it called Hot or Not or was it something else?
Hot or Not.
Because there was a TV show called Hot or Not.
There was an actual TV show called Hot or Not?
Yes, where people who assumed that they were hot, and they were attractive people.
Yeah.
Would go on a stage, and then there were judges. One of them was Lorenzo Lamas.
What? Stop it. You're making this up.
I'm not making this up.
Oh my God, you're reminding me of so
Lorenzo
much
Lamas had a laser pointer, and he would say, like, look at this one area around your waist, where you have like a little, it's like too much skin here or whatever. Like the tiniest little flaws.
Uh-huh.
Which aren't flaws, by the way.
Uh-huh.
But it was insane. I think it ran for a season.
I'm like, there's like a storm of rage brewing inside my chest right now. Like I'm having like so much anger that is something that made it to television.
Absolutely.
Like what?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember that show? Remember that how they try to make a reality show, The It Factor? It was like about like acting.
Yes. Was that what it was called?
Yeah, it was like called The It Factor, and it was like, you know how like they have like
yes, I was thinking because there was another one called The Lot or something.
Oh wait, The Lot.
There was one that was like a filmmaking one.
Wait, that one was.
There was not Project Green. No. Okay. There was Project Greenlight was on HBO.
Oh, The Lot.
There was a network one.
Yeah, The Lot.
Gary Marshall, Carrie Fisher were judges.
Wait, and wasn't Jen Kirkman like in one of the movies? She was in like one of the movies on one of these.
It was Janet Varney.
Oh, it was Janet Varney.
Yes.
Okay.
And so the idea
on the
was,
Lot.
I think it was called The Lot.
Are you sure Jen Kirkman was not involved?
Jen Kirkman was not involved.
Okay.
You might be thinking of Acceptable TV on VH1.
I probably am thinking of that.
The idea was that it was aspiring filmmakers. They would be given like a genre or something that they had to do, and they would make these short films.
The Lot, not.
And they had like a stable of actors that they would use for all the things, and then they would get critiqued and all that shit.
I kind of remember that one. It
was like more of a game show type Project Greenlight.
Right. Well, The It Factor was more of like following someone to stardom, I think.
Yes.
Was like American Idol. Like
show.
American Idol or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm like remembering these early aughts, like forays into, reality television or whatever. What was that George Clooney HBO show?
Where he was like the acting teacher or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
and it was like a whole thing because this was crazy because unscripted.
Yes.
Okay, but that was like they were like playing characters though, right? They were like improvising or something, or
they were not.
Or was it
No,
scripted?
I think it was scripted.
Oh, what?
It was scripted.
No, I don't think so because there was this whole thing in Hollywood.
You think like fucking Frank Langella was making up his own lines on that show?
He was on that?
Yeah. Clooney, I don't think was on it. I think he just produced it.
But here's the thing. There was like a theater production in the Tamarind Theater, which is now the UCB Franklin. But when I first moved here, it was the Tamarind Theater. And the guy was like doing a one-man show or something, or he was playing like a Shakespeare. I can't remember what it was, but there was a billboard. He got like a billboard for this show, and it was like reviewed in the LA Weekly and everything, but it was not real. It was a stunt for this unscripted show. And the reason I remember it so vividly is because I used to have a theater company. I've not mentioned that on this podcast at all, but for 5 years, I ran a theater company with 5 of my friends from drama school. Miraculously, we're all still very good friends. And we were putting on a play at the time, and we thought that play was like our competition because we were like, who is this guy? This guy, like, he's doing some one-man show and da-da-da-da. And we were like, fuck him. Like, we're so much better than this piece of shit. I mean, we were that way because we were young. We were like, this was a long time ago, but like.
The callowness of youth.
Yeah, and I remember that. And now I have to look it up. I feel like I'm referencing just the most vague thing. But I thought, because your memory is like a steel trap, I just thought like you were going to be like, yeah, that was blah, blah, blah. That was so-and-so.
Well, I don't remember the actor, but I remember it was called Unscripted.
But the fake play within the play.
No, I don't remember. I never watched the show. I think I watched like.
But don't you
parts
remember
of
that
episodes.
billboard on Franklin?
No,
like
I don't.
over where Papi is.
I don't. The billboard that I do remember was a fake billboard from Get Shorty, the movie.
Oh,
with Danny DeVito as Napoleon.
What? That's awesome.
In the book Get Shorty.
Oh, there's a book?
It was based on a book.
I've never seen any of it.
It was based on a book by Elmore Leonard.
Oh, that's right. Elmore Leonard.
Yeah, it's a great fun book. And the movie is fun too.
Bill Clinton's favorite author.
I love Elmore Leonard.
He does love Elmore Leonard.
But in the book, the actor, the famous actor, is clearly supposed to be Tom Cruise.
Oh, really?
Like a huge movie star.
Okay.
And then in the movie, you're supposed to think Danny DeVito.
Wait, what?
Is like
so
a Tom Cruise level leading man.
Danny DeVito plays the Tom Cruise.
Yes,
I respect it. I respect that.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. It's a great movie.
It is. I've never seen it.
Yeah, we should watch it. It's really fun.
Oh, okay.
I remember it as being really fun. And the series is good, too. There's another recommendation for you.
Yeah, you like the series. I want to see it. It's on Epix.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's on Epix. By the way, I'm watching the Manson documentary.
He's such a big smile on your face.
I thought that was more of a smirk. Was it a smile?
You looked rapturous. By the way, I'm watching the Manson documentary.
The docuseries, I don't think... this is going to sound harsh. This is not a review show. I don't think it's very well done. Am I going to watch it to the end? Yes, I am.
That's right.
I don't know if they're going... Like, I'm waiting for their sort of take.
Mm-hmm.
But so far, it's bizarro. And I want to...
It's still up to you. Do you think Manson was a bad guy?
It has a little bit of that.
Viewer, you decide.
It kind of... I'm not going to lie.
Right.
It has a little bit of like, this was his childhood. These are the followers that like talk rapturously about him, like to this day.
Yeah.
They're like, basically like he would like it, like, I don't understand any of it because, and I'm definitely going to watch that NXIVM thing on HBO because I listen to that whole damn podcast.
I know I've talked about this before. I don't know on this show, but one of my favorite things is anytime there's a cult leader and they talk to the people in the cult. Like, he was beautiful. You couldn't help but be swept into his eyes. And then you see the person that they're talking about like, what?
He's like a fucking gnome.
Yes.
He's like a troll.
A weirdo. Like, this guy is the most charismatic person you've ever met?
See, this is why I have to watch every cult thing ever and listen to every podcast and read every book ever about every cult thing ever, is because no one has defined what that is. People just say charisma, but charisma is a bucket term. Are there like actual
bucket term?
I would like to understand if there are actual chemical like pheromones that like waft off of like these people.
Well, yeah.
Like, what is it?
But also, the people that are under the spell are also maybe not the most together people. You know what I mean?
That's what
It's not like some normal person just all of a sudden.
No, they
would
are
see
normal.
Charles Manson and be like, "Oh my god, I can't take my eyes off this guy."
They kind of like weirdly though are normal.
Well, because they're talking normally, but they're not normal.
They're not in a normal place in their lives.
Yeah,
that's
true.
what happens.
Who is right now?
You know what? This has got to be, cult business is booming. Recession proof.
They can't, but no.
It's a recession proof.
You need everybody together for a cult.
No, you don't. You got the internet.
Come on.
You can radicalize till you're goddamn.
You got to make a pod. If you're in a cult, I hope cult people are doing a pod.
A quorapod.
Yeah.
I have a little bit of news for you.
Yeah.
So just this week, the FBI has categorized QAnon as a domestic terrorism threat.
Sorry, QAnon.
So what do you say about that?
I say good because they are. They're terrifying.
But okay, so you talk about being radicalized on the internet. That's a QAnon. Like, there's no figurehead to QAnon. It is just a name.
There's no
it's an avatar.
Yeah, there's no. For some reason, they have not been able to like nail down who's behind it. As far as I know,
the FBI might know.
Oh, I hope they do. But
like, there's no charismatic figure, right? There's no like one person who's saying.
They're all waiting for this person to reveal himself.
But then it becomes sort of like just a set of beliefs that radicalize people, and not a person.
Oh yeah, it's.
I guess like a different thing.
Yeah, but it's still centered around a person, even though you can't see that person. I think it always needs a figurehead.
Yeah, but then in the documentary 10 years from now, and someone's like, yeah, I was a member of QAnon, they're not going to be like, he was so beautiful, because there was no he.
No, but they'll be like, we knew he was going to come and save us, and I know he's still going to come. Like, that's what they'll sound like. And I think, you know what? 10 years from now, let's all meet up here and tell me if I'm right. All right, we got to go.
We do?
Yeah, we do.
I want to talk more about QAnon.
The cuckoo crazy, right, cuckoo? Oh, so close. All right. So we did some recommendations. Oh, I also want to recommend a podcast called Night Call, which is similar to web crawlers in that it's like it covers weird stuff and conspiracies and things like that. It's a little more, dare I say, grounded than web crawlers is. It's also hosted by three women, Emily Yoshida, Tess Lynch, and Molly Lambert. And I just started listening to it a few weeks back. Like, I'd known about it for a while and kept forgetting to check it out. And I'm really enjoying it.
That sounds good. I don't know if I have any other. I recommended episodes.
Yes, you did.
If you haven't seen it.
And no one can take that away from you.
I did just start Nice White Parents. It's a podcast about public education.
I also want to recommend
so much less fun than your recommendations.
I want to recommend two online shows. Lauren Lapkus and I will be doing our two-person show streaming live on Monday, September 7th. That's at 5 p.m. Pacific, produced by Dynasty Typewriter. You can go get tickets to that now. And I just did a show tonight before we recorded to celebrate my friend Mark Evan Jackson's 50th birthday party. Mark Evan Jackson is a guy that, if you don't know his name, you've seen him in a million different things.
Yeah.
But he had, because it's his birthday and we can't all get together, he did sort of a virtual party online with all these people from various jobs that he has. So it starts off with the Babysitters Club.
Aww.
It's the girls who play the babysitters. It was
cute.
It was so adorable watching him with them, and he was making them laugh and stuff. They're all beyond precious.
Yeah.
Like, I've never read those books, like, it was way after my time. It almost made me want to watch the show.
Yeah. I heard it was great.
Yeah, but so it's those people, and it's me and the rest of the gang from the Thrilling Adventure Hour, people from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and the stars of The Good Place, just getting together and telling stories and toasting Mark. And that will be available. That streamed tonight and will be available, I think, for a week
Okay.
from tonight.
And for all of these shows, we should make sure that we post about them on our Instagram at stayfhomekins. And we also have a Twitter feed at stayfhomekins. And if you would like to reach out to us, and so many of you have, and I absolutely love getting your emails at stayfhomekins@gmail.com. There have been so many funny things, and, people like remembering things like, oh, we used to say this when something was far away, or we have this east-west.
I love stuff like
I love it. I know we don't get to write back to every single person, but
I don't know why we're not allowed to. People won't let us do it.
But it is a joy. It is a joy. So thank you for writing us at stayfhomekins@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter. And until then,
stay safe,
stay sane, and stay home.